Hello, welcome back to my channel. My name is Amanda. If you did not know, I am a licensed esthetician and lash artist. Today I wanted to talk about how much I actually spend as a solo esthetician in my own little studio. I thought it'd be really helpful to get this video out there because many of you guys that follow me either are estheticians, want to become estheticians, or want to go solo. So this is a little video that I put together just to be able to lay all my expenses out so you have a little idea of how much it actually costs me here in Florida to run my business on a monthly basis. So if you're interested in content like this, please don't forget to hit that little subscribe button. It helps me help you. We are almost at 5,000 subscribers and I'm so excited. I started this during COVID and I had no idea that it would actually take off like this. So I am super grateful for every single one of you. But let's just get right into this. All right, so quick little announcements before I get started. Any specific questions that you may have, feel free to message me on Instagram or comment down below any questions. I do my best to answer almost everybody. If you do want a one-on-one coaching call, I'd be happy to do that as well. I do charge $60 for 1 hour of my time. You can pick my brain. So without further ado, I'm gonna go ahead and get right into the video. So how much money I actually spend on my aesthetics business? Of course, every place is different. Everywhere is different. I live in Florida, so my prices and my expenses are all Florida based. So take that for what it's worth. I wanted to start with my room. So I have a pretty small room. I don't know if you've seen in other videos. It is pretty small. I believe it is about 100 square feet, maybe 110. I don't really know. I should look at my contract and check it, but I'm not really sure. I pay about $600 a month. So that is my monthly cost. I believe my rent goes up by 3% every year. So I started at $585 and now it's at $603. So expect that when you're renting a room, rent can go up and down just like an apartment and anything else. So that's really important to take note of. Now that we have the room all taken care of, I have a flat fee. So that $600 includes my utilities, my internet, water, that's everything. So I pay nothing else out of pocket but my rent, and one and done. After the rent comes supplies. So of course, running a business, you're in charge of the supplies. So you have to make sure that everything is there for the client to come. So I give myself a little budget. You can get a little carried away with buying everything that you see, or like new skincare products, or you want to try new lashes, new tweezers, whatever it may be. But if you do want to stick to a pretty affordable business plan, I would say to give yourself a limit. Give yourself a limit on how much you want to spend. I give myself $300. I may or may not spend $300 a month on my supplies, but I do have that leniency whether I need something or I don't. So giving yourself a little spending limit makes it so much easier knowing that I need to buy these stuff and the other stuff can wait. So on top of my $300 limit, I do want to touch on that a little bit more specifically. I do offer multiple services. So because I offer lashes, facials, and full body waxing, there is a lot of supplies that need to be replaced. I'm learning that it is a little harder to offer multiple services than it is to just restock on just one. So if you are looking to save money on opening your own business, I would say start with 1 or 2 services and then work your way up if you do want to offer multiple services, because it can be a little costly that way. So on top of rent and supplies, we always got to pay Uncle Sam. Taxes is super important to save for. You don't get taxes taken out of your pay. So whatever customers or clients pay you, you have to pay the government their little share. So the way I do that is, at the end of the month, I pay myself once a month, which people have their own way. Some people do every 2 weeks. Some people do every week. Some people give themselves the same amount of salary. It's all up to how you want to run your business and how you want to pay yourself. I pay myself once a month, so I pay myself on the 1st. And once I see all the money that I've made for the month, I take out a percentage for taxes. So what I was told by a CPA is that in the state of Florida, have to make that clear, if you make under $20,000, I believe taxes is 10% of what you make. Now, if you make above $20,000, every $10,000 that you make above $20,000 is an extra 1%. I hope that made sense. that's how you pay your taxes. So depending on how much you make, the more you pay, and that's just how the structure goes as of right now. Another fee that I pay monthly is Square fees. So I do choose to use Square, which is a point of service system. It takes all the cards. Every transaction, I believe, is 3.5% per transaction plus 15 cents. So it's 3.5% plus 15 cents per transaction. So it does get a little costly, but it's also very simple. It's easy. It's not something you have to pay at the end of the month every time a client swipes their card or inserts their chip card. It comes right out of that. So you don't see it. At the end of the month, I would say I paid about $65 in Square fees. So I do have some clients that use Cash App or Venmo, Zelle, even just regular plain cash. So I just give them the option on how they'd like to pay me. And if using a card is their preferred method, then I don't mind. I'll just do that. So that's what I do for Square fees. If I could give you any advice, it's best to keep track of all your payments, all your payments, all your transactions, everything that you take in. So everything that your clients give you, make sure that you're keeping a note of it. I like to use Numbers, just the regular Numbers app on the iPhone. Numbers is really good. It's like an Excel sheet. I just write my client's name, the date that they came, the service that they got, and how much they paid. So that way I have everything on a spreadsheet already. And also, if you want to keep track of your expenses, you could also use QuickBooks. I believe QuickBooks does have a monthly fee. I don't personally use QuickBooks, but it is a really good option if you're looking to stay organized. So this month itself, I had to pay my annual report. So every year when you have an LLC, at least in the state of Florida, you have to pay your annual report. This year it was $138.75 for the annual report. So that was a little extra expense that I needed this month, but just keep in mind that things do come up. So it is very smart to save your money. We make good money, but we also spend a lot of money. So it's just really good to be in the habit of saving for a rainy day or saving for unexpected expenses, because at that point you're not hurting to give it up. So I am going to tell you the grand total of what I spent the month of March on my business. So we have $400 in taxes, $600 in rent, $300 plus or minus in supplies. So I didn't really make a spreadsheet on how much I spent this month, but I want to say I spent a little less than $300 in March on supplies, $65 in Square fees, and $138.75 on my annual report. Okay, so we have a grand total of $1,503.75 that I paid the month of March for my business. Now, that is not a normal month. Like I said, the annual report is in there. That's something you pay once a year. But I just wanted to let you know how much it does cost to run your own business, so it's not a surprise once you do get there. So that is the total. I do want to give some bonus information. So if you're interested, I want to give you a little advice. When running a business, it is so important to have a business account. I like to keep my funds separated. So I have a Amanda account and I have Aesthetic Artistry's account. And everything that I make, everything that my clients pay me goes straight into that business account. From that business account, I buy my supplies. From that business account, I pay myself. I just like to have everything separate, because when you start mixing the two, like making everything go straight into your account, you lose track of how much you're actually making versus how much you're spending. So I just really advise people to keep it separate. So that's bonus tip number 1. Bonus tip number 2 is to make sure you have your tax ID number. You and your business are not one. You want to make sure they are separate entities. Tax ID number is basically the social security for your business. So now if you want to get business credit or loans in your business, you don't want that to reflect on your social and your credit. A business has its own credit. So make sure you keep the entities separate. And that would be like my best advice for you, just to make sure that you're crossing your T's, dotting your I's, make sure that we're doing everything properly and legally. And that is, I guess, it for today. If you have any extra questions, of course, I'm not a financial advisor. I'm not a CPA. I'm only speaking from experience and what I've learned. But if you do have any additional questions, feel free to comment down below. I'm more than happy to answer questions like I said earlier in this video. I hope this video was really helpful. I did my best to try to put everything together and make it organized to try and make sense so you have a little general idea of how much it actually costs to run your own aesthetics business. But as always, I hope you enjoyed this video and I will see you guys in the next one. Love always.